volume of cylinder. So as with prisms, the area of the base of the cylinder tells the number in cubic units in one layer. The height tells how many layers there are in the cylinder. The volume V of a cylinder with a radius R is the area of the base times the height. So we're basically seeing how much these shapes can hold when we find the volume. So on your STAR reference sheet, it gives you this. Volume equals capital B H, where capital B is the area of the base. Okay, so that big B doesn't stand for just base. A lot of people think that, and then they just use one number and think that they're done. But that capital B stands for the area. So whatever your base is, you're finding the area of it for B, and then height, H, is just the height, however tall your cylinder is. So in our case, in a cylinder's case, think of like a can. So it sits on these two bases, and the shape of those bases is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. So that's why we filled that in here for the capital B. So let's see. And if we have a circle, if they give you this line all the way across and a number, there's an arrow to it and it gives you a number, that is your D diameter. But if you'll notice, in the area of a circle, we only use radius. So that would be half of that number, halfway across a circle, okay? So if you're given the diameter, you need to cut that in half, divided by 2. So for this first example, determine the volume of the cylinder round to the nearest tenth. So volume of a cylinder, they already wrote it, but I'm going to write it again like you'll see it. So remember, base times height, but area of the base. So since our base is a circle, pi r squared times height. Write your formula down every time, and then you can just go and plug your numbers in, and it really saves you some headache, and it will cut down on any mistakes you might make. So pi r is my radius, and they already gave that to me. They already gave me half of that circle, so that's going to be 2. Don't forget to square it, r squared, and the height of this particular cylinder is 5. So when we type that all into the calculator, you're just multiplying this all together. So 3.14 times 2 squared times 5, and that's going to be 62.8 inches cubed. So anytime we're talking about volume, we're going to cube it. Okay, area, we've squared it. Volume, we're going to cube it. Exercise 1, down here at the bottom, determine the volume of each cylinder. So again, I'm going to write my formula, where that's the area. So that's going to be pi r squared times height. So 3.14, they already gave me my radius. That's just halfway across that circle. 10 squared times 18. So 3.14 times 10 squared times 18. So you should get 5,652 millimeters cubed. Number 2, and I'm going to write my formula every single time, and that's what I want you to do. So pi r squared times height. So 3.14 times my radius, which was 4, times my height, 12.9. So 3.14 times 4 squared times 12.9. And that's going to give me 648, and it said round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to round it to 0.1. If you do it in the calculator, it's actually 648.096, but I'm going to round it up because it told me to. And then number 3. So volume equals area of the base times height. So pi r squared times height. So pi, 3.14, They already gave us our radius. That's 2 squared times the height, which was also 2. So 3.14 times 2 squared times 2. So 25, it says 25.12 in my calculator, but I'm going to put 25.1 inches cubed. Number 4. So radius 9.5, height 2.2. So I already have what I need. They didn't give me my diameter or anything like that. So pi r squared times height. So 3.14 for pi. My radius was 9.5, and I need to square it. And my height was 2.2. So 3.14 times 9.5 squared times 2.2. And you get 623.447. So I'm going to round that up to 0.5 yards cubed. On number 5, same thing. I'm going to write my formula down before I even start. That means pi r squared times height. They give me my diameter. So that means they're giving me the measurement all the way across the circle, but I just want half of that. So I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to divide it by 2. So I've got pi 3.14 times the radius, which is 3, not 6. 6 was my diameter. So 3 squared, and my height is 11. So 3.14 times 3 squared times 11. Then you get 310.86. So I'm just going to do 310.9 centimeters cubed. And the last one, number 6, they give me the diameter and the height. So I need my formula. Area of the base times height. Remember, that's pi r squared times height. So when I go to plug this in, I need my radius. They gave me my diameter, but I need the radius, so I need half of that. So I need the radius, and I divided that by 2, and it gave me 1.7. So 1.7 squared times the height, which was 1.25. So 3.14 times 1.7 squared times 1.25. And that's going to be 11 point, in the calculator it says 11.34325. So I'm just going to say 11.3 meters cubed. So on your homework page, write the formula down every single time. It's tedious and it's annoying, but it's a lot simpler to look and see when you're plugging your numbers in exactly what you need to do, so you don't miss a step. You don't leave something out and make a silly mistake just because you didn't write your formula down. And that's it.